Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Magic has been part of human society for centuries, and it has been referenced in different religious texts, as we've discussed already in detail, including the Quran. For example, in verse 102nd of Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah denies the accusations that the Prophet and Imam Ali alayhi salam, the miracles that they were showing were actually magic. And also that Prophet Solomon did not use magic, but rather they were real miracles. The sequence of events surrounding magic can be traced back to when Cain killed Habeel, Abel, both of them sons of Prophet Adam, and one of them was a shepherd, the other one was a farmer, and both of them offered a sacrifice. Habil's sacrifice was accepted, Cain's was rejected. As a result, Cain killed Abel. The people of Cain, after Cain survived and was he left the place where he used to live with his parents. He had his family and clan and everyone. So the people of Cain were misled and supported by Shayateen, who were corrupt. Because at the same time that Adam and Eve came down to earth, there was Shaitan who also came down to earth. The prophet Noah's flood wiped out everyone. And these were really corrupt people because they were corrupt to the point that the entire nations of people were wiped out. So, but after the flood, people started straying away again to the ways of Satan, and Satan started pushing them towards magic. Whenever people sought help, Allah sent prophets and angels, including Harut and Marut, to teach them the science of magic. However, instead of using it to protect themselves, people started using it for wrong things, as Satan whispered and deceived them. And by the way, we're going to talk about this interesting aspect of deception. I've been thinking about this and I've been noticing something in my mind as I'm thinking about a particular idea. Some other thought comes in, and that in itself is a very interesting sign of Satan whispering. But we're going to talk about it later. So, once this pattern repeated itself throughout history, with Satan and its followers using magic to challenge the prophets and their miracles, it was a common practice. For example, at the time of Moses, Satan and his followers used magic to compete with Musa. But the magicians at the time of Prophet Musa, many of them, who were with Pharaoh, eventually realized that Moses, was not using magic, but rather that was the truth from the Lord. Similarly, after the death of Prophet Solomon, Satan deceived the nation by claiming that Prophet Solomon was a magician and he had used some magical formulae. And there are several additional questions to consider as we think about all of these things that we have just talked about. There are several additional questions we should think about. For example, one question that arises is why magic has been present throughout history, even at the time of Prophet Moses. It seems that magic has always been a part of human experience and has never gone away. Why is that? What is that reasoning? Why does it even exist? Another question is why people continue to follow the science of magic or astrology. Despite the clear message in Islam that whoever accepts magic is a kafir, is magic one of the weapons of Satan that is used to deceive people? If so, what is the context of magic and magic works? And the third question, which is very interesting as well, is magic part of nature itself? Where does it come from and why does it exist? Some might see magic as simply a way of playing tricks on the eye, but there are other forms of magic that are much more complex and intriguing. So, in conclusion, the relationship between Satan and magic is a complex and fascinating topic that has been depicted in various religious traditions throughout history. While magic is often associated with evil, it is important to understand the context in which it is used and the means by which we can protect ourselves from its negative impacts. And over the next few discussions, as part of series 13, we're going to talk about the tools of Satan and answer these questions that we've just laid out. Will be very interesting. Based on the discussions that I've had with several scholars, especially one of our very close friends, expert scholar here in the US.